on YouTube. Then I'll
It
go.
says in the corner, now streaming live on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
So it is.
All right.
So
Hello,
technical.
everybody. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
We are live on YouTube. So,
Yes, we are.
how are you, Jenny, today? How are you doing today?
I feel fine for a little now. At first, I thought, oh, is there something? As you know, these days you go, is there something? There is. I think there is this underlying worry,
Hmm.
going, oh, should we do this or that? What if we are carrying something, But there we go. I think I'm fine. We did some random corona tests and they were negative. So
Excellent. Excellent.
we should be fine. And most of all, we're thankful to be in a situation where we don't have to worry so much as so many others. How are you, love?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Mm.
Good to see you. And we have been trying to follow up with our episodes. So this is the second live follow up. I don't know if you guys have found the first one because I couldn't. So so I am going to work on that. Maybe it is recorded somewhere. So I hope it said YouTube. We are live on YouTube. So I am hoping that we are. But we invite everyone to join us on YouTube or comment through YouTube. So let me also check on my other device that if I am on YouTube and we can maybe reply if somebody joins us and how
Oh,
many.
that's a good idea. Good idea. We're learning as we're going, while
Yes.
Shaw is actually the expert of the two
Uh,
of us.
and
Well,
anybody can hire me. I mean, if any nation or Swedish government wants to hire my technical.
you're there. You're there. Well, uh, the reason we're wanting to go live here is a little follow up
Oh, and we will
on
have.
our show, and to see what has stuck with us, what has stuck with you who are maybe listening or watching. And our last episode on our podcast, Holy Envy Together,
Uh-huh.
was on the topic of prayer.
Yes.
And so we have re-listened to it ourselves, and we wanted to do a bit of reflection
Yes.
and a bit of adding. I don't know if there's any subtracting needed to do. I don't think so. I don't have any oops this or any oops or ouches this time, but more just a general feeling that how exciting it is to talk about these deep-seated topics for me anyway. I don't know about you, but that is not an everyday conversation I have with friends about what does prayer mean for you, etc. And it really struck to me how inspiring it was to hear what you were saying, Shua. And then I heard from a friend who had listened to our podcast, who said that she was inspired by what we were talking about, and that actually uh, inspired her in the days following her listening to it. And she yeah,
You share her what how it was she inspired by. I mean,
she was, because she was kind of reminded of the importance of prayer in her own life.
hmm,
And she was saying, wow, she, as we all so many are, but she had a few things that she was extra on her mind, stressful or so, and she's like, oh, that's right, I should center and ground myself and have a little meditation and prayer, so
excellent.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
So
was your feelings, Sean,
So
after?
I will share in a minute. I want to just welcome everyone to Holy and We Together with Jenny and Shua. We are live on YouTube, and I was hoping that we will be live on Facebook as well. So I need to see how we can do that. But for now, we welcome you, and please, we would really appreciate if you can join in our conversation. Write to us, Let us know what you think of the episode, the introductory episode, and the prayer episode. We have had so far two of the series, and the third one has been actually, oh, it will be released tomorrow, which will be published tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and that will be third episode on fear. So but here we are talking about prayer and sharing our experiences after our show and what feedback has been coming to us. So Jenny just shared her friend's inspiration after listening to our episode, and we are thrilled to know that Jenny in a few moments will uh, talk about her attending a bar mitzvah and a song that we hopefully she can sing for us today before we end this live transmission, live streaming. So thank you, Jenny, and thank you to your friend who was inspired and talked about how she was reminded of prayer. So I don't know how it is affecting you after listening to our prayer episode. Was it a reminder? Was it like I don't know what how it inspired you? And I will share that I am continuing with my prayers, and in fact, in some ways, I will not tell what was I saying to for whom, but I do was more conscious of, like, let's say if I was with a friend or I was interacting, and like Jenny is here, so Jenny kind of I has some idea that I do. Um, wish most of the time, oh, for your children and for you and all that. So I think I like that habit of being in a uh, wishing a prayer in the present time, like when I'm with somebody, to be present there and saying those words of wishes and prayers to that person. And you can say it in heart too, and mostly I say it in my heart many times, because I am not here to just show Jenny that, oh, I am praying for you.
Mm.
Jenny doesn't have to know that if I am praying or not. I do, I can say it. I mean, I don't have to hide it either. But my point is that the heart is the place of purity. Heart
Mm.
is the place where really the spirituality lives. Heart is home for God, Allah, and that's where it emits everything from the heart, and the brain balances it and then sends to you the light. That's how I see it.
So you just inspired me again, but because so when you are, can I ask,
Yes.
when you then, so if you pray for me, I'm very grateful. Do you do that as we're talking? Because it's so interesting. I pray for you. I haven't told you before, but I pray for you, you know, every now and then in my prayers. But interestingly,
Wow.
as we're talking, and or as I'm talking with normally with people,
Mhm.
I don't pray for them in my heart or in my
Yeah, I
mind
can't. I
as
can't.
we're talking, but
Yeah.
at other times.
Uh-huh.
So that
So
was
like
that
when
was
we
really exciting to hear.
no, so tell me, like when I'm talking to you, when I'm present there, like okay, when I am not talking, so I have to. It's oh, we just started something new here. The act of prayer, there is a ritualistic prayer or the action prayer that I say,
Mhm.
okay, God, may Jenny be 100 years or more, right? Something like that, and rich
Not
and
much more.
rich and
That
that
sounds
and,
exhausting.
and that. So something like that. But then there is in the heart, as you were mentioning in our episode, that you have learned, or I used to do, or you still do, if I see an ambulance or somebody is
Mm.
a plane is going, so I am wishing. They don't know I am praying or thinking and
No,
for them,
no,
right? So but that is in the present moment of that action that is
yeah.
happening when we are talking,
Mm.
because we really like each other and care.
Mm.
That's why we're sitting here and we have some like-mindedness and some things that we wanted to share with the world.
Yeah.
We are sitting here while I'm talking. I have this that whole holistically, I feel good to be in your company, right?
Mm.
So, but when you talk about, oh, uh, we are going for the test for COVID, and right away I'm praying and wishing in
You
my head.
immediately, it's
Yes.
almost as if you've trained yourself to switch on that.
Yeah, I don't
Would
know.
you
Yeah,
say?
it must be. I don't know. You are. That's a good question. I don't know.
One thing that comes to my mind is language, actually. I'm thinking of you sometimes. If I talk about one of my children, you might say, oh, mashallah, you
Yes.
say, right?
Yes.
And that is, even if that's a sweet little girl or whatever, it's Allah is in it, like there is a
Yeah.
blessing somehow. And then I'm thinking of somebody sneezing, then you go, bless you.
Yes. And
And another one thing that I just crossed my mind, somebody sees something sweet, and they go, oh, bless,
yes. Yes.
right?
We have the
So
same. The
there is
mashallah
something
is that.
in our language that
Yes.
we might not be aware of, but it means something. Words
Of course.
mean something.
Of course. Words are power. Words are so powerful.
Yeah,
I can make you feel horrible, and I can make you feel the best in the world by my words.
yeah.
And I have
No,
been
this is what it
learning
is.
about, actually, that's a very good point, because with time, I have learned the power of words more when I have delved into my faith, and I'm
Mm,
learning and reading and trying to be more present with my words and how I am using them,
yeah.
instead of recklessly or carelessly utilizing them. And less is more also in words, that I use
Mm,
less words to explain something, and it should have more impact, and it should be always for the with the good intention, rather than having that negativity in my heart. But this all is connecting that prayer. And yes, you're right, mashallah is like bless you, and
yeah,
inshallah is also, yeah, God willing, like, yeah, inshallah,
yeah,
anything we are looking forward to doing, or it will happen in future, we say inshallah. And you also say that many times with me.
yeah,
And
yes,
then yeah, so I do pray, like when you talk about, oh, Estelle is going, or your children's name, and or something they are doing, or you're doing, I'm hoping, like, okay, I hope they stay well, and
mm,
okay. So that's kind of a wishful and prayer kind of intention that comes out. And it's not like all the time, like I'm saying, okay, I am praying now, like, sitting like
no,
that. But of course, in my prayers, I would, and I try my best to say whatever I can remember, because I can't remember every
no.
time something.
For
But
the first time in my life, talking about remembering,
yeah.
I've started to write a prayer list. I
Oh,
go, yep, okay, I must remember. Such and such asked me to pray for them, and I go, okay, I will actually write their name on this little list. I admit I don't take it out every day, but it's kind of there anyway to remind myself. We mustn't though forget to say Shana Tova to all our Jewish friends.
oh
And
yes.
speaking of, because it's just been Rosh Hashanah and we're going into Yom Kippur soon. And speaking of being inspired, um, actually, one of my very first friends here in Somerville, and who is a dear friend, she sent me the links to her temple's uh, services, her synagogue's services during this weekend, and I tuned in a little bit and found, interestingly, one of the first prayers that was kind of said was, God help us to kind of look after ourselves and our fellow human beings, of course, but and it was by being able, by looking after ourselves, by in our health, our sleeping habits, our eating and things like that. And I felt like, oh wow, here I felt like this was a prayer directed directly to me, because felt so tired and things like this. And then they went on to speaking about how the Talmud speaks of saying 100 blessings a day,
Oh.
uh, even in the midst of toughness.
Mm,
And that was also really inspiring.
that's
And
nice.
then maybe this is the time when I can say how I was inspired again by some friends here, and I had the big honor to be singing and coming to my first ever bat mitzvah,
Oh, yes.
and and it was beautiful, and we and the mother of these two girls who were having their bat mitzvah, um, she said that this song, which is in Hebrew and English, had given her so much courage.
Mhm,
And during the time of the pandemic,
mhm.
she is herself working at the Mass General Hospital in Boston, and so has been very close to the whole COVID situation. So yeah, I,
Oh.
I do. Would you like me to share it now, or do you have something else to add before?
Um, yeah, I think we can do that. Just looking at the chat or seeing if anybody has joined us and how many people are there. Uh,
If we're even there, Sean, but you yeah.
no, 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 we are there now. Zoom is
Oh,
showing that we
wonderful.
are on YouTube live.
Oh,
I was hoping that
fantastic.
we can be live on Facebook, but I don't know if
Maybe it's
it's,
possible to share or something like that afterwards. I
sorry.
maybe it's possible to share or something like that afterwards.
Yeah, I think I will do that. And now because it's recording and all, so I'm looking forward to our. It will be shared shortly on Facebook as well. It's going live on YouTube. So now, my dear friend, uh, we can. Anything else we wanted to say? Oh, only I will say before Jenny sings this beautiful song that she is ready to present, and as you should know, she sings as well. She's a musician, and I mean, talk about a friend, my token friend.
My token Muslim brown friend.
Really looking forward to your song. But before that, people, all those out there watching and listening to this live streaming with Jenny and Shua, please subscribe to Light Up with Shua. This is a Holy Envy Together part of Light Up with Shua production. This is on interfaith and intercultural relations. I have different playlists on my channel, so you can go into like, okay, what interests you, and you can go into that playlist and find that individual playlist. So I'm working on it. It's almost there, but so I would want you to visit my website. You will find our show there as well. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share, rate, and review. And we both would love to hear from you, your experiences before the episodes and after the episodes. All our followers, all our subscribers, we wish you all the best this week, and we look forward to seeing you next week as well. Jenny, hey, do you have
And
anything else?
tomorrow, well, just to say that we have chosen pretty big topics for these episodes, and tomorrow is going to be very exciting. It's going to
Yes,
be about fear,
yes,
and then we're moving on to all sorts of exciting stuff, such as uncomfortable situations. There's lots to look forward to, and that we uh, have chosen because we feel that they are pressing.
yes, yes.
And
And thank you for reminding for tomorrow, because today we are live for the follow for prayer episode, but tomorrow is going to be episode uh, not live, but is going to be what we just recently recorded on fear. And we are really looking forward. Would love to hear from you. What do you think about fear? Fear in your life, fear around you. What's your take on this subject, especially in terms of relationships? The way we are talking is interfaith and intercultural relationships, how fear plays its role if we are fearful, and how we stay in our own bubbles or in our safe places and are afraid to really go out there. But it's not easy, and that's where we begin tomorrow. I hope you will enjoy tomorrow's episode. Jenny, anything else before you begin your
No,
song?
I'll do the blessing now, and then
Okay,
we'll say goodbye for today.
all right.
Mishebeirach Avotenu Mekor Habracha Limotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us
Mhm.
help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imutenu Mekor Habracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah Shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Yoo-hoo! Your
Thank
audience.
you.
Well, we have somebody who is saying great topics to discuss, and they have sent some nice emo, and I can't read it, what it means, and so I'm hoping that uh,
Wonderful.
this will go live. This live follow up will be broadcasted on Facebook as well, and
Yeah.
on Instagram and on YouTube it is. And I hope the recording can play. So thank you, Jenny, for your time today, and I'm
Thank you, Sean.
looking forward for our follow up for fear
Uh-oh.
next week, right?
Yes.
We should. I think I will just schedule that and let everybody know so they can, uh, you know, spare some
Tune in.
time for our
Yeah.
live streaming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
Take care,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you. We'll see you next week with the topic of fear. Okay, 1 minute.